Sorry about that, guys. Sound was off. Yeah, I had to turn the microphone on. I should be in full sound now, but yeah. So what we're going to be talking about today is the international stock market and the stock exchange, and how the Safex marketplace can play middleman in this in such a way that could change the world drastically, or at least change the marketplace drastically and change the way that we buy and sell stocks drastically. So pretty much the way it works now is you have a stock exchange, you have a buyer and a seller. If you just picture that right here is the Safex logo, and that we are that place of middlemen for the share seller and the share buyer, simply enough put, the entire stock market could be put inside the Safex marketplace, and that's actually huge. I mean, I guess it could run side by side, or they could take, you know, some of their shares and they could convert them over here. You know, it just depends on the company, I believe, or, you know, perhaps maybe an API or something to integrate this. But this is going to be, this will be possible to buy and sell stocks from a share purchaser to a share buyer on the Safex marketplace. And I'm going to bring up another window here. Not this window. I'm going to read real quick what the stock market is and how it works. And I mean, a lot of you probably already know this stuff, but you know, just to kind of reiterate where I'm going with this is the phrase the stock market is inherently incorrect because it implies that there's only one such market, where in fact there are many. And before getting into what stock markets are, let's define what stock is. If you own stock, you actually own a piece of a company. For example, if you own a share of Starbucks stock, congratulations, you are a part owner of Starbucks. But how do you buy that stock in the first place? Typically, people go to a stock exchange, or, well, to a broker, and the broker goes to the exchange. We don't necessarily even need the stock exchange. This can be a converted process from buyer to seller. So I know that you can actually trade stocks using some of these brokerage companies, just, you know, back and forth, and there's a good cost to it, you know. With the Safex marketplace, it would actually drive incentive up for them to use this to sell shares of stock. Currently, shares of stock, let's see here, is it on this one? Let's see. Okay, currently, shares of stock, to trade a regular stock, a flat fee rate at Scotch Trade is $7 a trade. Okay, so every time you move something or do anything, it's costing you $7 each time. At Sogo Trade, it's $4.88, and TradeStation, $5. There's, you know, a dozen more out there that do this. But we can be one of those as well. And that's what I'm trying to get at here. On the Safex marketplace, it would only incur a 5% fee max, and that doesn't even have to be that way. I suppose that that could be even a variable as well. Hey, Stuart, what's happening? So I'm going to give a shout out again to everybody who's here. Moderator, big shout out. Mr. Green, can't do it without you. Stu, what's happening? And Stats, always a big pleasure to see you in the chat. But right now, it really costs a lot to trade. So, I mean, if you were trading mutual funds, the cost is astronomical, especially at Ameritrade. That's ridiculous, $50 a trade. What these companies could find out, and in due time, and I'm going to get into all of this too, on I mean, what we have to do as a community altogether. Safex isn't going to sell itself, and it isn't going to get known by itself across the globe. We're going to have to put work into that, you know. As the way things are set up now, there will be a treasury that will be built up, and we will have a voting application on how to spend that money. And there will be a person in charge of that. We will need to focus on marketing, and I'm going to talk on marketing real quick. I'm just going to define that. Marketing is known as the action of business of promoting and selling products and services, including market research and advertising. Okay, a huge part of the Safex marketplace's success is going to rely not only on grassroots talking, you know, to people like I'm doing here, and in the chats and stuff like this, and Twitter, and sharing that, and that's great, you know, but you're never going to reach a bigger audience than what's already there. So we have to look at a bigger way of marketing, and one of those ways is advertisements. You know, there are billboards that can be taken out. There are TV ads that can be taken out. You can take them on your local ads. You could do it through your local, you know, cable provider. You can do marketing in magazines. There is marketing in newspapers all over the place. And this is a big part of what we need to do as a community. We need to spread that word. And that's going to be how we grow with like a wildfire, you know, is really, you have to mass market if you want mass use. And I was thinking this the other day. I was thinking, you know, what would be the easiest way to get out the word about how Safex is better than eBay and Amazon, you know, and it has to be a TV commercial. Most people watch TV. You know, I hate to admit it. I threw out my TV in like 2000, you know, like early 2000s. I threw them all out. I haven't owned a TV since. I don't want to own a TV. I don't want cable. I'll never buy cable. I'll never pay to be promoted to. It doesn't make any sense. I'll do fitness modeling. Hey, there you go. See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people have to get out there. You're going to have to get out there and promote. A big part of marketing is advertisement, you know. Let's see here. What is marketing and its example? Example of marketing at work include television commercials, billboards on the side of the road, magazine advertisements. This is going to be a big way to advertise. Now, I don't know if, you know, as an individual, as a person, you know, we're going to be able to do that individually or want to do that individually. I'm sure, you know, those with their affiliate links will put up ads. I think I saw one, just to let everybody know. I think it might have been Rich. I'm not sure if it was you, Rich. But somebody put up one of those Safex ads on CoinMarketCap, which is really good. You know, that's a good start to advertising to the crypto community, to those that are aware that are here. This is going to get to, hey, what's happening, Commodus? Safex underwear modeling. There you go. We'll all get some Safex underwear. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to market this in any way possible. I guess if you want to put a Safex logo on a crotch of a pair of underwears and go on the TV, I guess you can. But I'll stick to my YouTube, and I'm not going to be doing it in my underwear. So, yeah. So another big part to all of this is, why would they want to do this in the first place? I mean, I know there's cost, you know, but the biggest cost is in data breaches a year, okay? Well, I mean, think about it. They'll be saving 5% not using, you know, places like Amazon or eBay, you know, but when it comes down to using their own websites, they're completely vulnerable. And this is a big part. You know, people selling on their own websites is fine and dandy. But when you're at the size of Target or Home Depot, you know, these sites are targeted. And they're targeted so people can get credit card numbers. And they want them. They want to take your credit card number. They don't want you to know they took it. And they want to reuse it. And they want you to not even notice that they did anything on your credit card statement. They just want you to pay your bill. And that's exactly it, you know, and I've seen it 100,000 times. Like on the dark web, you could buy. What they do is they take them from these data breaches and they sell them over on the dark web. So, and I'm sure you'll find people will do the same thing on the Safex marketplace. There'll be credit cards sold there, I'm sure, because people want to steal them and sell them. But a biggest part of this right here is that the average cost of the data breaches. Let's see here. As 2017, this was, say, 2018, it said the average cost was $3.5 million in 2017, with a 27% probability that a U.S. company will experience a breach. That's a huge probability, 27%. You're taking that chance. You're taking bigger than a quarter of a chance. That's huge. In the next 24 months, it consists between 1.1 million and 3.8 million. If you multiply Ponyman's estimated per second cost for breach, split by our industry vertical, many of the breaches listed at the end of this article would potentially cost hundreds of millions of dollars. There are other cost factors. Yahoo's acquisition by Verizon saw a $350 million reduction in purchase price due to the loss of 1.5 billion records. And that's another thing, you know. Their stocks get hurt by these kind of things. Their company name gets hurt by these kind of things. You know, if you can avoid that altogether, I think that, you know, with having a multi-million-dollar corporation, you might want to take that into consideration, especially if it's going to save you millions, maybe billions over decades, you know, easily. And not to mention what it could possibly make you as an investment in and of itself. Well, let's see here. I'm going to switch over here. What is a data breach? A data breach is an incident where information is stolen or taken from a system without the knowledge or authorization of the system's owner. Stolen data may involve sensitive proprietary or confidential information such as credit card numbers, customers' data, trade secrets, and a matter of national security. Let's get into that one too, a matter of national security. How could the Pentagon benefit by using such a secure system? Think about it. This is going to be huge. This is absolutely going to be huge. This guy was Crypto XXX. I don't even know if you're watching right now, brother, but if you are, or you watch this later, dude, there is so much room for this. Is like the marketplace to end all marketplaces, and it's just like, you know, it's never gonna stop. Like I see all these other tokens, you know, they might even use this to sell their tokens, you know. So I could see the whole crypto community piling in the Safex. So if it is not a mind blower for you right there, just try to take that into account, you know. All of these other tokens decide, well, let's just sell our tokens using the Safex marketplace. What if they decide to do that? That's a huge deal. I mean, even if we had a few of these normal companies out there selling their products here, just because it was more secure than their own websites. I mean, you have a product, you know, company, Samsung Electronics, everybody's heard of them. They're a huge company. They're continuing to do great things, and they're not going to just cease to exist. But what they are vulnerable to is website attack, data breach, customer privacy loss, losing faith in their name. And this not now, but in the future, you know, for things like this, especially for such a huge electronic company. I would think that they would want to do something like this. I think that, what is their market cap a year? Something like $252 billion. $752 billion is what they come in at. Or let's see here, Apple and Samsung, yeah, they're huge. But that's another one too, you know. Apple, even the giant Apple, okay, is vulnerable to data breach. Okay, Samsung is too, both of them. But selling their products here takes a huge part of that data breach out of the equation. Now, say we had an API or a middleman, kind of like Shapeshift, but we'll just assume maybe it's like CoinMama, somewhere where you can buy Safex directly. That would be huge. That would be a huge implication, you know, especially if you had it so there was just like a little button at the bottom that said, okay, purchase, you know, with SafeXCASH now, or, oh, buy SafeXCASH here. And you were able to go buy it alternatively and load your SafeXCASH up. I think most people could simply figure that out. And we would cut out a huge deal of data breach in the world, especially when it comes to customer information, credit card information, privacy breaches, big time. You know, this is just one of the major examples. Everybody check out Safex's price today. I told you I didn't think it was going to go below 1.5 cents, and we did jump today. We jumped about 17%, so huge deal for today. I'm very happy with that, especially, and most of you that bought on the dip, I was telling you I didn't think it was going to go below 1.5 cents. You're feeling pretty happy about today. You know, it's not bad. Let me refresh and see if there's anything's changed. You know, I mean, I'm sure that ain't going to stay, you know, completely up all day, but you know, it'll probably go down a little. Yeah, we're at, you know, up 14%, but it's still a really good jump for one day. And I don't know if this trend will continue. I imagine as we move towards mainnet and towards the release of the marketplace code, and you know, we're going to start seeing more and more people piling into this, and the price is going to sit at this level very much longer. I can't imagine it going much lower than 1.5 cents. It would be ridiculous. Bob. U.S. government will be... No. Okay. Who is that? Stewart. U.S. government will be selling their cocaine over... Yeah, they will. The Bushes. George Bush. So the Safex marketplace is going to be a great place for you, George Bush, to go buy and sell your cocaine. Securely. Privately. Because that's like the truth, you know. I mean, everybody knows the Bushes were like behind the whole CIA cocaine crap, possibly even the assassination of John F. Kennedy. But yeah, that goes into some crazy. And you know what's crazy too is a lot of conspiracy theories actually turn out to be true in the end. So I don't doubt any of them. You know, I'm a firm believer that 9/11 was a complete inside job. There's just too much to it. But speaking of crime, I didn't bring this up the other day because I just came to my attention, but police did arrest the head of BitConnect just the other day in India. I'm going to read this over to you real quick, but it was really interesting. I couldn't believe they found the guy. So it's just to show that your privacy wasn't safe with Bitcoin, and it's not safe with BitConnect. It's ridiculous, but there are ways, and Safex is going to have that privacy option that all of these tokens don't, where you can send it completely transaction ID free. Make the moderator a mod. I will do. 1 second here. Manage moderators. Moderator. Let's see. How do we do this? We right click on your name, and you are getting a add moderator. There you go. Hey. Moderator, you have been stepped up to moderator as well. It's not just a clever name now. But yeah, all of this stuff going on right here. Apple hits $1 trillion. That's another thing I wonder. If they just seen, you know, that there was a way for them right here, right now, to avoid all of this privacy problems, this would be a huge deal, especially to a company like Apple, where they could potentially lose hundreds of millions of dollars from a data breach. Let's see here. How much is traded on the foreign exchange daily? Daily, it averages from $5.9 trillion a day on the foreign exchange. Okay? That's the Forex. How much does it, what is the total value of the stock market? A total value of a staggering $30 trillion, guys. Can you imagine what Dan said? We're coming to take over the world. Comes to be true? I can see this would be a great way for that to be true. To have all the business going right through there. I don't know if that's exactly going to be what happens, you know. I am definitely certain, though, of their success. I am certain of our success as a community. I'm certain that we will be pound bigger than Bitcoin. That's why I say it all the time. There's no way for us not to be. There's just too much wrapped up inside the Safex marketplace for anybody not to see the huge potential here. Once this marketplace code is released and the dividends are flowing and all is there, especially with the drop shipping. You can't put past drop shipping. Drop shipping, guys, I went into drop shipping. There are wholesalers that literally, you don't even need the items. You know, you can just fill that marketplace up with everything. And then when the buyers, after it's filled up, we advertise the hell out of it, okay? And that's where it happens. You know, that's where people see the incentive. That's where they make that choice to save money, to stay private, to stay secure with their information, with their, you know, money, with everything, you know. And this is going to be a huge part in changing people's concept on the crypto community, and even outside in the, you know, in the regular day world, you know, with your average people. A lot of people are scared to get into investing. They don't want to invest in crypto. But if you could sell your item for crypto, now all of a sudden you have a way in. Okay, and that's like a doorway that's just never been opened before, guys. You know, if you can't, right now I can't go and take something and go sell it for crypto. You know, I would have to have, I guess I could, but it would have to be like, you know, me finding that person. It's really hard to just, and this brings back into like law of economics, you know, the chance of me finding somebody that wants to buy the exact item I have at the exact time I'm selling it, you know, is really hard. But when you bring that all together in a marketplace, that's where things click. That's where they all connect, you know, and that's why Safex is that key missing in the crypto lock. You know, it's literally going to be that thing that opens that doorway so that all these companies, all of these people, everybody who wants to get in that can't afford to get in now can. Now they can. Now they can get in, and they can get in at the beginning if they wanted to, if they found out about this stuff early enough. But that's not how the adoption works with these things, and that's why we have the S-curve on Safex, SAFEXCASH, I'm sorry. It's because that most of the adoption won't come until about 7 years into this, okay? That means mass adoption, bigger adoption. I can see the crypto community grabbing a hold of this faster. But what we're looking for is that mass adoption. That's going to come into the 7th year. But at the same time, with SAFEXCASH, SAFEXCASH will become more abundant as more people come in. So that keeps that price stable. It's not going to keep it so that people are going to, think it's going up and down too much, that it's going to scare them away. It actually gives them a bit of security with how the price is going to flow. I really can't wait to see how the price of SAFEXCASH works and how it stabilizes itself year in and year out. It's going to be really amazing to see their chart grow. But yeah, Brian G, dollar store arbitrage, sell $1. Yeah, exactly. Brian, you're right, and you don't even have to go to dollar store. There are wholesalers out here. I made a video on drop shipping the other day. I suggest, everybody watch this video. There are wholesalers that you can get involved with. You don't even need to buy the damn items, okay? When you get the money, you go and send them the money for the item, and they send the item to the people from their warehouse, to your buyer from the warehouse. So you get to keep your profit while they had sent out, the item. And I think their cut is like pennies on the dollar, and yours is what you choose as well. So it's really, that's how we can definitely fill up this marketplace, and that's how people can definitely make a huge amount, I know that usually early investors get to benefit, and this is, somebody, I think it was Kenny on Discord, he brought up a point earlier, and he tried to say, well, where are the buyers going to come from? And that brings back to the marketing, okay, guys? You have to think about marketing. Everybody, even the team, they're building everything and all this, but we're going to be left with voting. Who's going to be in charge of the treasury? Who's going to do these things? What are they going to be used on? And that's why I bring up this stuff, But yeah, the wholesaling, that is going to be a great place too. Airdrop hunters are likely to cause a pump and dump. In Safex itself, maybe. But here's the thing, that pump and dump stuff with Safex isn't going to last, Ross, Stuart Ross there. It's not going to last, and here's the reason. Once that locking function starts, okay, that's the key. Okay, so like here, he was trying to bring up that they could, majority dump, or something like that. But here's the problem, a lot of big Safex investors don't want to dump. They want those dividends. Those dividends are going to flow, and if you dump, you're going to stop those dividends from flowing. Most people aren't going to want to do that. It would take a very serious, some kind of hack or some kind of scare to kind of get people to start unlocking, I think, once the locking function starts. I personally will never unlock those tokens. I'll never need to. I know that the dividends should be more than sufficient. I don't even care if I have like $15 million in there in Safex. It's going to stay there in Safex, and I'll take the dividends every day in real time. It's not like a stock. So American crypto, what's happening, bro? Well, yeah, incentives. But as of now, I mean, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it gas. You could call it Gwei, like Ethereum. I guess, it doesn't matter what you call it. I tried to say that a long time ago when Bittrex was, when somebody said, Bittrex delisted us because of the fact that we were going to have dividends. It could make us, it's not a security. Okay, it's not a security. It's never going to be a security. Safex cannot be considered a security. It's not the same thing as a security. It's a platform, but it's not a security. Safex is not a cryptocurrency. I'm going to say this over and over again. Safex, just because it has a share, does not mean it is a cryptocurrency. Safex is an ecosystem. It's an entire ecosystem, not just a wallet. Okay, it's not just a blockchain. It's not like the rest of these things. Okay, it's a whole ecosystem that literally you will be able to lock your tokens in. You'll be able to buy and sell goods. You'll be able to start mining with that wallet right from your CPU. and from your computer, you know, and you just click start mining, leave that computer on, and let it go, and, you know, maybe tomorrow you have a few bucks in there or something, you know. It just depends on how good your computers are and whatnot, you know. I guess you could even get into mining, you know, but everybody has a computer, you know, and I really think that we should look into also as a community application, you know, like smartphone, because the biggest part of shopping nowadays is right on your smartphone. A lot of people are going right into the smartphones and trying to shop that way. Yeah, stats. Opinion on other potential competitors. Okay, here's the thing is, you know, they would be already behind us in such a way that if they wanted to open like a clone, I just think most of the community would not prefer that. Plus, here we have Dan, who has obviously proven his trust and his personality to everybody. I'm sure there's others that could possibly try to compete with it, but that's an open market, you know. That's what we want. We want free markets, you know. But I just don't see Safex as something that'll be easy to compete with, in the fact that the way it's designed, that everything else will just seem like a knockoff of it. Yeah, CPU mining can be worth it. I mean, I go to sleep at night, and I'll bring this site up. It's probably going to bog my computer down, but I'll bring it up. But this is Nameek, okay? Now, if you buy Safex, you're on Trade Satoshi already, and Nameek is also over at Trade Satoshi. But you can mine right with your browser right here. But what I do is I actually mine using Terminal, and you can send them right over there. And I mean, I run like this is an iCore 3, and it doesn't have it has a standard video card in it. I have 4 threads that run on this one, 2 threads that run on my other PC, 4 threads that run on my iCore 5, and I wake up sometimes to, you know, like 85 to 100 of these NIMs a night. So it can be worth it. They're about 20 to 23 Satoshis each. And I get that for sleeping, you know. I don't incur anything. My electric bill a month is about $100 anyway. So, I mean, you're not talking about a big wattage. Your CPU, your laptop usually runs on about 100 to 140 watts. So, yeah. When you're talking desktops, I think those can get up a little bit more, 300 to 1500 watts, maybe more. Definitely with GPU mining, you definitely can see a lot more wattage, but you're also going to be getting a higher hash rate, which means you'll be earning a lot more tokens to cover those costs. So it just really depends on how passive you are. I've always left my computers on at night. So yeah, I might as well just leave them on and let them run and earn. You know, it just seems like it makes sense. You know, and with SAFEXCASH, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to let them all run. You know, if I could do it on, I'll probably even try to fix up a few other ones in time here and even keep them running at night. Because the more SAFEXCASH you earn overnight, you know, I mean, I'll be able to wake up and, you know, I have money waiting. You know, I could shop with it privately, anonymously, securely. Is there profit on the Safex CPU plan? You know, and that goes back to, you know, you will earn tokens and the block reward. So the way it works is you can catch rewards for how high your hash rate is, you know, and your rewards depend on that, you know. So if I were to just run like 2 threads on my one PC, I probably wouldn't wake up with very much, but because I'm running, you know, like 10 threads, it's a little better, you know. So it really depends on that. And you get threads. You could have, let's see, I think on SafeXCash it'll be for every 4 gigs you could have 2 threads. So if you have an 8 gig computer, you can run 4 threads, and so on and so forth. But yeah, if not, I mean, you know, it's like it's a passive way of it's. You know, and I think you'll probably have a better chance at first, you know, of mining with your CPU. But after time, I think that it's going to be a little harder as the hash rate will change, and there'll be a lot more GPU miners out there wanting to mine SafeXCash. And I'm just thinking that just on its stability and its ability a loan to keep purchasing anonymously. And, you know, if you think about it, if somebody had a warehouse of miners and they're mining Bitcoin, they're taking a risk, you know, because the price of Bitcoin falls significantly. And it's mining. And the reason this kind of happens is because all the tokens are already out there. With SAFEXCASH, that isn't the way it works. So we won't ever see like a majority attack on SAFEXCASH. I don't even think that would be possible. It would take quite some time for something like that to happen. At least a decade, I believe. Yeah, and Safex, once that locking function's in, I can't see any reason for it at all. But yeah, let's see what we got here. Yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff. What do we have here? No. What is marketing? Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of ways too, you know, to advertise for Safex that people have to look into. You know, cost of advertising. Advertising. We'll say a billboard. A billboard. So the cost of, let's see, in my home city of Boston. Now Boston's a highly populated city. Billboard range from $11,000 to $23,000 per month. In San Diego, which would be also another great place, billboards range from $8,400 to $15,000 a month. In the Midwest, in Milwaukee, they range from $3,000 to $4,000 per month. That would be a key place to start advertising in the Midwest, right there. But yeah, I mean, right there to take out ads, you know, that's what that kind of treasury should be. That and development, you know, and making things better definitely should be two of the top priorities always. Dan is going to other exchanges too, right? That's the thing too. You know, Dan said that other exchange listings will happen after the mainnet, and that should be according to Safex.io's roadmap. Safex.io roadmap. Yeah, it should be the next thing that happens after we see mainnet release. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see the airdrop happen. Right now we're gonna see the end of all of this stuff. The exchange listings will be the very last thing that happens after mainnet. So we can see that anytime after mainnet. I just think that a lot of them are as simple as paying for it. You know, like I know that's how we got listed on Bittrex, I believe. We paid for that listing, and you know, a lot of them will do that. You just got to pay for it. So there's no point in paying for it while we're on the blockchain, Bitcoin's blockchain. But after this, there is a point to paying for it and getting on these exchanges. It will build volume big time. Speedbug888. How does Safex Marketplace protect buyers from getting their products after the item? Okay, so here's how it happens. There's an arbitrator and an escrow. Pretty much what happens is your cash gets locked in. There's a moderator who works that section, you know, and if needed, you know, normally it's just gonna be between the buyer and seller. Okay, so say I go and buy it, you know, I'm gonna buy a candy bar from, you know, Snickers Title Market or whatever, Candy Title Market, and I put my dollar in there, and it's being held inside an escrow. Okay, so that escrow sitting there waiting for me to get my Snickers bar. Now in the meantime, the company that gets that order says, okay, now it's time we send out the Snickers bar. Snicker bar comes, gets to me. I look at it. Oh, right, my Snicker bar came. Now I'm going to release those funds to you. Okay? If there's a problem, I'm going to email you. And I'm going to say, hey, listen, the Snicker bar got here and it was smashed. It was just garbage. I can't even eat this. You know, please send me another one, you know. And they may ask for proof. You know, please take a picture of it. You know, please return the original, you know, something like that. You know, I'm just using Snickers bars as an example. I don't expect people to return Snickers bars. It would be ridiculous. But yeah, something like that. And that's kind of how that works. So, and if there's a problem, a moderator can come in, the arbitrator, and they will step in and they will say, okay, so what's going on here? Let's see the tracking, let's see everything. And they will be the one that decides either in favor of the buyer or seller. That's how that's going to work. Mining rewards. Rewards for mining? Yeah. What do you mean? Like, you'll get SafeXCASH. You know, when you click mine, on your application for your Safex wallet, let's see here real quick. It'll say start mining. And okay, say you go to sleep. When you wake up, you'll maybe wake up to some SAFEXCASH. I gotta swap the red and blue. That's just ridiculous. There we go. Alright. That's my desktop. I gotta put that back on there. There we go. Sorry about that. It had backwards colors from the setup. But whatever. As long as it's up there now and it works. Yeah. All good. But yeah, guys. This is just some of the stuff, you know. And it's huge to think about the items that could possibly go into this, you know. If you look at oil, you look at gold, you look at wheat, you know, sugar, you know, these things are commodities that are sold on the stock market. These stock markets can be completely bypassed now. No U.S. dollar needed, you know. I mean, you can bypass that altogether with the Safex marketplace. There's no other way of doing that right now besides just, you know, a purchase-to-purchase, peer-to-peer. This is the way to bring together the whole community and the whole world, really, inside one place to fully benefit from not only the rewards, the dividends, you know, from holding Safex tokens, but the privacy, the security, and the affordability of it as compared to other sites. Again, I went over this before. eBay will cost you $10. You go and sell a $100 item, it costs you $10 for every 100 you sell. That's a lot of money. It cuts in half with Safex Marketplace. It's 5% fee. It's a lot better. And they're going to have a hard time even competing with that one, too. As this starts to build up, eBay is going to start feeling hurt from this. Because sellers on eBay, with the right marketing, it's going to turn their heads to know that there's an alternative that they can sell their items. You know, they're just going to look off, see that billboard as they're driving in their car. What's that? Safex Marketplace. Sell at 5%? You know, stuff like that can change the world, guys. This is how, I mean, eBay didn't get where it was. Everybody remembers Yahoo, right? Yahoo's commercials. Yahoo didn't just magically become, you know, who they were. They advertised. Yahoo, you know, they advertised the hell out of that stuff back in the early 2000s. And they got to a point where they could do this, you know, and Safex is going to be no different. It's up to us to make this work. It's up to us to make this community work. And, you know, we can only ask the developers to develop the stuff. You know, we have to, you know, act as a team together and make this work. So I'm sure that all of us will find our niche and find our way of getting word out there and even go above and beyond. Like some of us advertise, you know, actual ads on the internet for the Safex blockchain. This is going to continue to grow. I personally will be doing ads on YouTube. You know, I want to show people the marketplace. When that app is released and there's items that are for sale, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to make a screenshot video with me in the little corner here, and I'm going to show everybody how the marketplace works and how it's going to benefit them to sell their items there and not have to deal with problematic places like eBay and PayPal. Yeah. Joe, I need to message you later on about stuff from the other day. Yes, that's no problem, dude. We'll talk later on tonight if you want. I think you have my cell phone number. If not, I mean, I'm on Twitter like 24/7 almost. So if you want to message me there, that's great. But if not, just give me a call at that phone number I provided. And, yeah, I'll definitely help you out with what you need with that crypto. Yeah. But, yeah, we definitely got to work as a team, guys, to get this marketplace up and running, to get it out there, to get it known. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. Kenny says, he goes, well, how were the buyers? The buyers have to be marketed. You guys got to get out there, and you have to know your target audience too, okay? You got to know who's out there shopping online. You got to know what they're buying. This is all the stuff I've been covering in all of these videos, and it's so much to cover that I can't just put it in one live session. You know, it's a lot of information and a lot of markets and a lot to think about. I've said it in other videos, and moderator, just to bring this one up again for you, every single computer or every cell phone could possibly be a SAFEXCASH ATM. And the reason being, all you have to do is have somebody out there who's selling fiat on the marketplace. And that's it. It's that simple, you know, and there you go. You know, I mean, they could even sell PayPal credits, I guess, you know. It's just that, it's that easy. You can sell gift cards. You can do all kinds of crap to cut out that whole middleman system. And now we have Safex being the more private, secure, and incentivizing system to use. But yeah. Yeah, Facebook ads. Yeah, easily, dude. Facebook, that's where all of the normies are. They're all sitting there on Facebook. Blah, 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 and their Safex, you know, needs to get known. So, you know, I advertise my videos where they're going to be accepted, you know, like at the Safex marketplace or the Safex groups, you know, and stuff like that. But that's a great place, too, to also tell people, hey, guys, there's this feature right here on Facebook, you know, let's run some Safex ads. Go ahead, do it. It's not a bad idea. It'll come back to you in the end. I wouldn't worry about it. But wait till that marketplace is out, you know. Wait till there's something for people to really grab a hold of. And they will. Hell yeah, they will. It's destined. It's so destined, I can't even tell you. But yeah, let's see who we got in here now. Stuart. Yeah, definitely, guys. Definitely. But yeah. Another thing, too, I want to talk about that I don't have right up here real quick. And I got to copy and paste the file again. But I am having a Safex giveaway for all that want to get involved. There is a YouTube video in my channel that is the Safex giveaways for 1,000 Safex. It's not the hugest amount, but in time it will be. I assure you it will be. And for those of you that haven't gotten into Safex yet, it's a great way to you know, easily get involved and not have to spend a dime. You know, you take a lottery number, you know. But yeah, I'll be giving away 1,000 of them when I reach 1,000 subscribers, which could be now or in 2 years. God only knows. But yeah, it's there. So I wanted to put that out there, and you know, maybe I'll do it anyway, even without that, when I reach a different milestone. It just depends on how things are flowing, you know. Even if they're $100 each, I'm still doing the giveaway. So I hope everybody enjoys that one. But yeah, I'm probably going to get going here, guys. And I'm going to do another live stream probably tomorrow, maybe around the same time. And we're going to talk about tomorrow probably ticketing and airline ticketing and the airline industry and what that could possibly offer our Safex marketplace. There's so much there. It's a billions and billions of dollar industry. And I'm not just ticketing, but if you go into parts and manufacturing and all this stuff of, you know, everything that goes into an airport and the airlines, it's massive. And not to mention the airlines have their own stocks. You know, if the airlines wanted to cut out, you know, the stock market and start selling directly on the Safex marketplace, this would actually be a bigger and more incentivizing place for them to do so with less privacy risk. So yeah, even places like Ameritrade can be hacked for your information, including your credit card and bank routing information. Don't put that out there and let that be ignored. You know, a lot of these places also want your routing and checking number and crap like that. That is a huge privacy breach waiting to happen. It happens every day. Every day, all across the globe, people's information is stolen. This is the one way that that's going to avoid that, and it's also going to keep your purchases private, 100% private. If you don't want a transaction ID, you'll just click check no transaction ID. Thank you. Okay, and that's how that works. So yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out, and I will see you all tomorrow when we do the ticketing and airline show. But yeah, take care, guys.